Hello out there, and quick follow-up video today regarding the Kaiser Barbossa up here and the Kershaw Dividend. And I made a video comparing these two about a week or so ago, and I'll link to it down below, but the gist of that video was that even though the Barbossa has, better materials and better steel and has a better manual action, that I would prefer the Dividend because of the great ergonomics, how much better the ergonomics were for me and how much nicer it fit in my hand. And that video was really just a way of me explaining what my priorities are in a knife, because I had never really understood how much I valued ergonomics until I made this comparison where almost every aspect of the two knives favored one, but then the ergonomics were such a important factor for me that, just because of that, I chose the other knife. And, there is a price difference here. The Dividend runs 35 to 40 bucks and the Barbossa right around 70. And in the comments down below, there were people talking about that. Well, ergonomics are valuable for me too, but the steel difference is just the game changer. And so they would go with the Barbossa. Well, literally within 2 days of me posting that video, Kershaw comes out with another game changer, because now we have this, another Dividend, and it will make sense when I flip it over and you take a look right here. You see the steel is M390. So anyone who was trying to maybe avoid this knife or look for something different because they weren't a fan of 420HC, well, now we have this knife in M390, which is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And it puts it at the same price point as the Barbossa, right around $70, which is another huge steal. $70 for M390, which is awesome. I don't have that much experience with M390. I've had a couple knives with it. And what's so neat about this knife, apart from the fact that USA made and already a really good design that I've talked about in a few videos now, but it makes M390 accessible in a way that it really hasn't been all that often before. You can look up other steels, other high-end steels that are in less expensive knives like S35 VN on the Spyderco Native 5 and also on the Kershaw Link special edition, so you can get that steel pretty cheap in a number of knives. Same with S30V, but M390, I don't know that I've ever seen it at the $70 price point from a USA made knife. So that's pretty special, and it puts it in a position to put it on a user knife, which is just awesome. Because this isn't a knife that you're going to make into a safe queen and try to protect. You're going to use this knife. So, so many M390 knives are just really high end and maybe not knives that you would use for the dirty tasks. So this Kershaw Dividend here is a great opportunity for a lot of people, myself included, to get to use a blade with that caliber steel just on a day-to-day basis and see what this knife can really do. So really excited about that. And one other thing that I want to say, one other really cool thing is that this knife out of the box was frighteningly sharp. I've used that term sparingly in the time that I've made videos. Frighteningly sharp. And, sometimes I say which knives I remember being the scariest sharp out of the box. And, every now and then I'll throw another one out there, but the two that I always come back to are the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 in S110V. When I unboxed that, it scared me how sharp it was. And then also the Cold Steel Code 4. Those two knives were ridiculous, and this one is right on par with those. I mean, just stupid how sharp this knife is out of the box. So obviously we have a great steel, but also it seems that Kershaw has done an excellent job just grinding it and getting it ready for a lot of extended use. So really excited about this knife, really impressed with what Kershaw's doing here. I am going to be making a video with just my outlook on Kershaw knives in general and the way that they market them and the reason that they make the decisions that they do. And that should be coming soon, and knives like this will play a big factor in in that conversation as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you are choosing between, let's say, these two knives or even the other handled Dividend, or any more comments regarding this versus the Barbossa, let me know down below, because there was a lot of good feedback in that original Dividend versus Barbossa video. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. So any other questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, as always, you know where to reach me. I will talk with you soon, and I appreciate your time. Have a good one and take care.